happens.
Have you ever been like proper worried like as anything? Have you ever said anything like this could proper fucking sink me here? Like?
Not about like.
Not about autistic kids.
Yeah, not in terms of like getting cancelled, because like I've had people like threaten physical violence at gigs.
Yeah.
I remember like doing a gig in Lurgan once, and this guy in the toilets grabbed me in the toilets.
Seriously?
Yeah. And I remember he still had his willy out and his dick was massive, right? So like it was like, I don't know if anybody's been watching Pam and Tommy Lee. Have you seen that new show about Pam Anderson? It's
I've seen it.
I've
seen
fucking
on TikTok
class.
people reacting to, is it your boy Sebastian Stan or something?
Yeah.
Does he get
So
his
Tommy Lee, I don't think it's actually his willy, but Tommy Lee has a notoriously
prosthetic?
massive penis. Yeah.
All right.
So there's a bit where like he's talking to it and the penis is talking back. It's hilarious. But this guy had it like span round, and I like was like, what the fuck is that? And I remember thinking, I hope he only punches me, because if he hits me with that, it was like a baton. I was like, he'd break my jaw if he hit me with that dick. And he grabbed me by the jacket. He was like, if you ever make fun of my niece again, I'll fucking kill you. And I went, who's your niece? And he goes, she's not here, but that's not the fucking point. And I was like, it is. Like, how did I make fun of her if she's not even fucking here? Like, what did I say? Like, I can't like deal with hecklers through a crystal ball, you big freak. How come your foot fell off? That's not your leg. Like, so there's been times like that it's happened. I remember like I was doing a gig. Sean Hegarty booked this gig years ago, and it was during a karaoke afternoon during a World Cup. So 3 things where you go, we shouldn't do this.
Yeah.
And I was supposed to bring him on. I was supposed to do 10 minutes and bring him on. Excuse me. And the guy that was doing the karaoke competition couldn't hear because there was a woman singing. There was a woman singing through a hole in her throat, right? Do you know those, right?
Voice box thing.
So, yeah, so she's like, crazy, I'm crazy for pain and so lonely. But it's really loud, and the guy's going, what's the name, big man? I'll bring you on. And I'm like, Micky Bartlett. He's going, what? And I'm like, fucking crazy. And I'm like, Micky Bartlett. He goes, no problem, fella. She gets off, and he goes, right, girls, got a special treat for you now. Going to do a wee special thing for you. You're please welcome to the stage, Ricky Martin. And all these women thought they'd won a competition, right? They were all like, oh my God, he's here, right? I got up, did the usual, yeah, what's up, motherfuckers? And a coin hit the wall. And I was like, I was supposed to do 10, 15 minutes to warm the crowd up. I just went, Sean Hegarty. And Sean came on and started getting stuck into them. In fact, I tell you, like, Kieran Bartlett was on as well. So I got up, was like, Kieran Bartlett. Kieran got up and thought, I'll deal with him. Another coin, Sean Hegarty. Me and Kieran are already in the car, and we're getting chased out of this bar by a bunch of middle-aged menopausal women during a karaoke competition. I remember one of them being like, don't give up your day job. And I went, get a day job, like a badass. And I was like, drive. So that's happened a few times. Did a golf club one time where a guy was like, died on my whole, like, I died so bad in this golf club, everybody at the gig went into the next room and opened, do you know those partition walls you get in the hotels and stuff? Yeah. Opened it, and so I could hear them talking about me. Like, they weren't even heckling me, they were just like, he's fucking shit. Yeah. And a guy was going to hit me after that one as well. And I didn't do anything offensive. It was one of those things where, for some reason, with stand-up, if it's offensive, that's one issue. If it's shite, people are fuming.
Yeah.
Like, I reckon you could get on stage and just say the N-word constantly, and somebody would go, no, that was rude, you shouldn't have done that. But if you get up and try to be funny, and it doesn't work, they're like, fucking kill yourself. Like, I don't know why, it's always been like that.
But go on ahead.
You were saying before about like about your boy having to stop, like having to stop a gig. Get us having to stop a gig. Does that happen often? Like where you have to he's have to get out here. Like
yeah, like I mean that's something that since a lot more people have started taking cocaine, comedians around the world have noticed it's getting a bit tougher. Because that's the worst thing to do is go, do you want to take a gram of coke and then not talk for an hour? Do you know what I mean? It's a bad idea. Go dancing. So you do sometimes you do have to just stop the whole thing and be like, do you understand? We can all hear you. Yeah. Because there's like being heckled's fine because at least that person's paying attention. But somebody just talking over it, you're like, the fuck are you doing? Why'd you come? Yeah. It's 20 quid a ticket, and you're ruining everybody's night. Yeah. So, and I'm kind of like, I've hit that point now where I have no problem just being like, do you want to just leave? Yeah. Yeah. Like the Edinburgh Fringe is another one where people turn up and they've never heard of you, so they're just turning up to see what it is. Yeah. And there's a stag do you, and they're like, mate, after this we're going to go get chips and we're going to go fucking. And you're like, boys, leave. Like, trying to talk about my willy. Yeah. Trying to do art.